The first sound that splits the air is her scream, sharp, cracked, and trembling like something already half broken. And when your eyes lift, you see her. A girl, maybe 21, 22, clothes ripped, knees scraped raw, wrists tied above her head to the sagging limb of a dying cottonwood tree. The Nevada heat burns down on her shoulders, turning every breath she takes into a small kind of suffering. Her name is Lydia Karen. And today, she looks like someone the whole desert decided to abandon. Flies cling to her legs. Her lips are split. A shallow slice runs along her thigh, dried blood streaking all the way to her boot, like the wound quit before she did. She hasn't eaten since yesterday, hasn't slept in 2 nights. But that's not the worst of it. No, the worst thing is the fear in her eyes, and how hard she's trying not to let anyone see it. She's tied out near a lonely patch of wasteland just outside Sagewater Bluff, where the ground is nothing but yellow dust and broken weeds. No shade, no mercy. No sound but her ragged breath and a cowboy hat lying a few feet away in the dirt. A tall rancher stands over her, Cormac Alder, age 47, owner of the Silver Run Range. A man who buried a son, and then buried the pieces of himself right after. Folks say he carries anger the way other men carry knives, quiet, until something sharp wakes it. And today, that something is this girl. She lifts her chin when she hears him step closer. Her voice shakes, but she forces it to stand tall. "You shave me, and I'll kill you." The words fall like a warning and a prayer tangled together. Cormac freezes. Behind him, the deputy sheriff gives a short laugh, like the threat of a tied-up girl means less than dust on a boot. But Cormac doesn't laugh. He's seen eyes like hers before, eyes that fight long after the body gives out. The deputy tells him to get on with it, says she tried to steal a horse from the Burrow Creek stables, says the punishment is simple: shave her head, shame her, let the town finish the rest. People gather, hungry for a spectacle, waiting for her humiliation like it's afternoon entertainment. Cormac kneels, slow as a man sinking under the weight of something he hates. He picks up the shaving kit. The razor flashes. Lydia flinches. Her breathing stutters. But her eyes, they never leave his. "You shave me." Her voice drops to a whisper sharp as broken glass. "And I swear I'll kill you." And right then, Cormac sees something no one else cared enough to look for. This girl isn't a thief. She's terrified, desperate, hiding a truth big enough to die for. You can feel it, can't you? This story is about to twist in a way none of those folks saw coming. So here's the real question. What happens when a man who's already lost everything must decide whether to risk even more for a stranger? Cormac holds the razor steady, but something in him changes the moment he hears her whisper again. It's not a threat from a criminal. It's the last shield of someone who's been hunted too long. He looks at her face, dust-streaked cheeks, bruise on her jawline, knees trembling from exhaustion, and he recognizes something. Fear. Real fear. The kind you smell before danger even arrives. The deputy taps his boot impatiently, crowd murmuring for the show to begin. Cormac ignores all of them. He asks where she came from, why she was near Burrow Creek at all. Her answer hits fast, shaking, fearful, heavy with secrets she's been carrying alone. She says the deputy never asked her anything. No one cared to. She says she's been running ever since her uncle tried to trade her to a gambler traveling south, a man who wanted a girl who wouldn't fight back. Cormac's chest tightens, because evil doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it sleeps 3 doors down the hall. She says she only took the horse because she needed to reach Black Ridge Station before the man who bought her did. She almost made it, until she collapsed behind the barn. Cormac stares at her wrists, red, swollen, torn. Those aren't thief's marks. Those are survival wounds. The deputy reminds him of the law, warns him what happens if he refuses. The crowd leans in, watching, waiting. Lydia's eyes burn like a storm about to break. And then Cormac hears himself speak, a question he never planned to ask. If I cut that rope, what danger follows you? She hesitates, deciding if she can trust the man holding both her freedom and a blade. Dust swirls between them, soft, dry, the kind that sticks in your throat. Then she whispers, "It's not one man, it's 3, riding with her uncle, men who don't stop the hunt once it starts." Cormac feels a cold ripple run through him, even under the cruel Nevada sun. He glances behind him as if expecting riders already cresting the ridge. But all he sees is the deputy, arms folded, temper rising. The crowd grumbles. They're bored, hot, ready for the punishment. But Cormac isn't looking at them anymore. He's looking at Lydia, at the fear she masks, at her shaking body, at the part of her that refuses to break. A memory climbs up his spine. His son, Eli, lying in a sickbed in Carson City, hair falling out, while Cormac begged God and doctors and anyone who would listen. He remembers the boy's last whisper. "Help the ones who can't help themselves." He failed once. He won't fail again. Cormac lowers the razor. Slow. Intentional. The deputy lunges forward, but the razor flashes. The rope snaps. Lydia falls, but Cormac catches her before the ground does. The crowd falls silent. Even the deputy freezes. Everyone knows what Cormac Alder just did. He crossed a line. A line people don't cross unless they're prepared to lose everything. Lydia looks up, confused, scared, hopeful. Cormac offers his hand, and the story changes direction right there, right in that breath. Now the question becomes, how far will Cormac go to protect the girl he just saved? If you're still here, tap that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter. And tell me, where are you watching from? What city? What country? I love seeing where this family is listening from. The moment Lydia's legs buckle, Cormac pulls her close and tells her not to fall behind. Dust swirls as the crowd steps back, unsure what comes next. Cormac Alder breaking a rule is like lightning splitting through a church roof. The deputy finally grabs for his gun. Cormac steps between him and Lydia, no weapon in hand, but the way he stands makes the deputy hesitate. There's danger in a man who's already chosen his path and doesn't fear the cost. Lydia clings to his sleeve. The deputy barks orders, but Cormac tells him plainly, "She's coming with me. If you want her back, bring more than a badge." Someone in the crowd whispers that the 3 riders were seen near the Snakewater crossing last night. That rumor curls through the air like ice. Lydia hears it. Her breath catches. Cormac tells her they need to ride, now. He leads her to his horse, a brown gelding named Slate, ears twitching like he senses the danger too. Cormac boosts her into the saddle. She's shaking, but fear gives her strength. He mounts behind her, wraps one arm firm around her waist, and urges the horse forward. A gunshot cracks behind them, kicking up dust inches from Slate's hooves. Lydia grips the saddle horn as Cormac drives the horse into the open desert. Behind them, the deputy forms a posse. Ahead, nothing but the horizon. She asks why he helped her. Cormac gives a broken half-laugh and says he once made a promise to someone who never got the chance to run. Wind lifts her hair. Fear chases them like a shadow with long legs. The further they ride, the wider the world becomes. Lydia leans back just enough to breathe. For the first time in days, the fear loosens. They stop at a rise near the river. Soft dirt, thin shade, just enough shelter to let her breathe. Cormac helps her down gently, like she's something the world almost shattered. She stands barefoot, holding her ribs, gasping. Cormac watches, then tells her something she hasn't heard in years. "You're safe. Not while I'm standing." She tries to answer, but emotion hits too fast. For so long, the world only hurt her, used her, threw her aside. And now a man who owes her nothing is choosing to protect her. She wipes her eyes. He tells her strong people cry too, because they carried the weight alone for too long. The sun climbs, painting gold across the water. The riders are still coming, but the fear shifts. It's not fear of being dragged back. It's fear of losing the first good thing she's had in years. Maybe you know that feeling too. That quiet worry that the one good thing in your life might disappear. Cormac tells her people aren't born broken. They're bent by the hands that fail them. But they can be unbent by those brave enough to stand beside them. He tells her she isn't running anymore. Today she chooses her own name, her own road, her own life. And that's a lesson worth keeping close, no matter who you are, no matter where you're listening from. Sometimes you're the one who needs saving. Sometimes you're the one who must save someone else. Courage starts with one step forward, even if your knees shake. So let me ask you, if you were in Cormac's boots tomorrow, would you give up everything to protect a stranger? And if you were in Lydia's place, would you believe you're still worth saving? If this story touched you, like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe so this family can keep growing. And before you go, pour yourself a warm drink and tell me, where in the world are you watching from? Which city? Which country? I love reading your comments.